I sit cross-legged on the polished hardwood of my parents' Portland living room, the floor scattered with ripped wrapping paper and the artificial pine scent of Christmas. Chelsea, my sister, twirls a set of glimmering BMW keys between her manicured fingers, the metal catching the soft glow of the tree lights as she spins like a carefree teenager instead of a 30-something adult. I stare, stunned. She squeals, bouncing on her heels. My very own Beamer, she cries. Dad's face glows with unrestrained pride, and Mom clasps her hands under her chin, as if witnessing a miracle. Outside, the car gleams white in the driveway, a monument to their devotion, topped with a massive red bow that probably cost more than everything I've ever received at Christmas combined. Meanwhile, I cradle a small plastic piggy bank shaped like a long-forgotten cartoon character. The $1.99 price tag still clings to its bottom. "Open it, sweetheart," Mom urges, motioning to the rubber stopper. My fingers shake as I follow her instructions. 2 crisp $1 bills tumble out. "It's the start of your future home fund," Dad announces casually, waving it off. "You've always been responsible with money, unlike some people." He winks at Chelsea, who feigns offense. The silence stretches, thick and heavy, until Mom fills the air. Chelsea needs dependable transportation for her new design clients. "You know, those artsy types expect the right image." Chelsea flops onto the couch beside me, her designer perfume filling my senses. "Don't worry, sis," she says, patting my knee with a condescending smile. "I'll call you when I need a ride. Your little Toyota must be on its last legs by now." The Toyota I drove through mountain passes yesterday for 7 grueling hours. The Toyota I paid off myself. The Toyota more dependable than anything, or anyone, in this house. I can barely breathe. 34 years of memories, moments just like this, crystallize sharply in my mind. This isn't a one-time sting, it's the pattern. Earlier that morning, I'd wrapped their gifts carefully, a leather briefcase for Dad, a silver bracelet Mom had admired months ago, a professional camera lens Chelsea casually mentioned wanting. Each item bought through months of careful saving, each one a symbol of the sacrifices I made. I had rehearsed my announcement for hours on the drive down from Seattle, senior structural engineer. A promotion earned through nights and weekends of work, building designs meant to last generations. I imagined their pride, finally seeing me as more than Chelsea's responsible older sister. I set the piggy bank down on the coffee table. The hollow plastic sound echoes in the quiet room. "Excuse me," I say, my voice feeling foreign. "Bathroom." I walk slowly up the familiar stairs, past the wall of family photos dominated by Chelsea's smiling face. The bathroom door clicks shut behind me as I lock it. My reflection greets me, eyes dry, expression forced. I press my palms to the cold marble counter, waiting for tears that don't come. My chest tightens, hard and unyielding, like concrete encasing my lungs. Heartbreak isn't abstract, it's real. Each beat feels like a contraction, blood struggling to pass through narrow vessels. My sternum aches. This is what it feels like to slowly fade. The night stretches endlessly as I lie awake in my old bedroom, listening to Chelsea's laughter drifting up from the living room, plotting her first trip in the new car. At 2:17 a.m., I finally sit up. I pack quickly, taking only what matters: a faded stuffed bear from my grandmother, a photo album from college, a wooden box with my first professional blueprint. The gifts I've spent months preparing over the years? They stay. They were never really about gratitude. The house is still as I carry my suitcase downstairs. My house key feels cold in my palm for a moment before I leave it on the kitchen counter. They've made their choice. Now it's my turn. Streetlights blur into halos as I drive along empty highways. The dashboard clock reads 3:42 a.m., Christmas morning. Snow thickens on the windshield as Bing Crosby croons a White Christmas from the radio. I twist the volume down until silence replaces the song. "Have a Merry," I whisper to the vacant passenger seat, my voice breaking. "Merry." The irony cuts deep. Through the southern outskirts of Portland, my Toyota fights the December chill. 7 years old, 200,000 miles, it's carried me through college, first jobs, promotions, never complaining. Unlike the glossy BMW in my parents' driveway, adorned with its ostentatious bow, my car earned every mile. Around 6 a.m., my phone buzzes against the center console. I glance down at my phone. Mom's face lights up the screen, not a, "Are you okay?" or "Come home safely?" Instead, it's the practical question, "Did you remember to pay the electric bill for the cabin before leaving Seattle?" The cabin they bought for weekend escapes, which Chelsea treats like her personal Instagram backdrop. A semi-truck barrels past, splashing icy slush across the windshield. For a few terrifying seconds, I'm driving blind until the wipers clear a patch just enough to see. My hands grip the wheel tightly as memories rush in faster than the streaks of water. 5th birthday. Chelsea's princess-themed party, professional decorations, pony rides, a 3-tier castle cake, 30 neighborhood kids in party hats. Mine the next year, a plain grocery store sheet cake, 2 kindergarten friends, dollar bin decorations. "You need social interaction," Dad had explained when I questioned the disparity. "You're more independent." Independent. Their code for, "You don't need us." High school graduation. Valedictorian. I delivered my speech about persistence and ambition to mostly empty chairs because Chelsea's junior varsity soccer team had an away game. Mom promised we'd watch the recording. That VHS tape sat on my dresser unplayed until I left for college. "Your sister needs encouragement," Mom had said. "I always succeed without help." Without help. Their code for, "You're on your own." College years flash by as highway signs count down miles to California. Working 25 hours a week at the bookstore and cafeteria, juggling maximum course loads, scraping by on loans and scholarships. Meanwhile, Chelsea explored Europe on our parents' dime, soaking up art and culture. "Your sister needs to find herself," Dad had said during one of our rare calls. "You've always known exactly who you are." Known who I am. Their code for, "You don't deserve freedom or adventure." The phone buzzes again. Dad. I let it ring until voicemail picks up. Dawn's first light paints the horizon as tears blur oncoming headlights into golden streaks. I pull over, hazards blinking, pressing my forehead to the steering wheel. The pattern finally becomes undeniable. Dad controls finances, withholding from me while funding every whim of Chelsea's. Mom manipulates emotions, making me feel guilty for desiring even a fragment of attention. The perfect system, one parent enforces financial favoritism, the other dominates emotional control. Another call. Not family this time. Monica Perez, my college roommate and lifelong friend. "Where are you?" Her voice fills the car, warm, worried. "Somewhere in Southern Oregon," I admit. My voice sounds hollow, alien even to me. "Heading south." "To where?" "I don't know." Silence. "Come to San Francisco." "Stay with me." Family doesn't treat family like this. Monica knows. She witnessed the evidence, packages of practical necessities delivered to me while Chelsea received designer clothes. Holiday breaks I spent in dorms because flying home was too expensive, while Chelsea vacationed in Aspen and Maui. "I can't impose," I whisper. "You've spent your whole life being the helper. Let someone help you for once," Monica insists, her voice firm. Help. That simple word, foreign in my family's world, cracks something inside me. In my house, help flows only toward Chelsea and my parents, never toward me. "Okay," I whisper, surprising myself. "Text me every hour. Drive safe." "I'll prepare the guest room," she says, ending the call. Back on the highway, the wipers sweep away fresh snow. For the first time since leaving Portland, my shoulders relax just a fraction, shedding the tension of years. By 7:30 a.m., the California state line greets me. Sunlight reflects off the "Welcome to California" sign. My phone shows 17 missed calls, 32 texts. With deliberate care, I silence notifications from Mom, Dad, and Chelsea. The quiet feels heavier than their words ever were. Hunger reminds me I skipped yesterday's Christmas Eve dinner. Ahead, a small roadside diner glows, neon open, buzzing in the morning light. I pull in. Inside, warmth wraps around me. The smell of coffee mingles with sizzling breakfast. An older waitress with silver-streaked hair approaches, coffee pot in hand. "Rough night?" she asks, filling my mug without waiting for an answer. Her name tag reads Gloria. "Rough life," I mutter, immediately embarrassed by the melodrama. Gloria doesn't flinch. "Honey, I've been serving coffee 40 years. I know heartbreak when I see it." "Family or boyfriend?" "Family," I admit. She nods, sliding a menu toward me. "Blood makes you related. Love and respect make you family." Her weathered hand rests briefly on mine. "The special's good today. Extra bacon." I order and wrap my hands around the warm mug, Gloria's words echoing in my mind. For 34 years, I've been related to the Collins family. Maybe it's time to understand what being part of a true family feels like. 3 weeks later, I'm in San Francisco, staying with Monica. My phone vibrates for the 13th time that morning. Dad's number. I count to 10 before silencing it, letting it join the growing graveyard of unanswered voicemails. Week 1, confusion. Week 2, concern. Week 3, manipulation wrapped in parental expectation. Dad's voice blasts through the latest voicemail the minute I work up the courage to check it. Iris Elizabeth Collins. "If you don't return that vehicle immediately, I'm reporting it stolen. This nonsense has gone on long enough." The vehicle. My old Toyota. The one I bought. The one I maintained. The one with my name alone on the title. A sour burn crawls up my throat as I hug a throw pillow tight against my ribs. Mom's message comes next, quiet, guilt-laced, rehearsed. "The doctor says my blood pressure is dangerously high because of the stress you're putting me through. Is that what you want? For me to end up in the hospital?" Still, my thumb hovers far too long. Monica's guest room feels like a strange blend of refuge and unfamiliar territory. Morning sunlight warms the terracotta-painted walls, a stark contrast to the cold gray tones of my Seattle apartment. On the dresser, my laptop glows with an email I've rewritten more times than I care to admit. "Dear Mr. Sanderson, I am formally requesting an immediate transfer to the San Francisco office." Before fear has a chance to argue, I hit send. No family favors. No manipulation. Just my work, my record, my life. 3 hours later, the approval pings into my inbox as casually as if I'd asked for an extra Monday off. Monica pokes her head into the doorway, eyebrows lifting. "You got it?" I nod. Her smile is genuine, unapologetically, uncomplicatedly happy for me. I'm still learning how that feels. I start Monday, I tell her. Now I just need a place to live. Already handled, she grins. Andrea from book club manages a building in the Mission. Rent controlled. Safe. 20 minutes from your new office. You didn't have to do that. I wanted to, she interrupts, dropping onto the bed beside me. Friends help each other. No scorekeeping. The words strike deep. No strings attached. No conditions. No comparison to someone else. She slides a business card onto my laptop. Also, you have an appointment Tuesday. 4 o'clock. Dr. Levine. The card reads, Elaine Levine, PhD, Family Therapy. I'm not broken, I whisper. You're not, Monica agrees. But you've been carrying a lifetime's worth of weight alone. Maybe it's time to set some of it down. The therapist's office smells faintly of lemon polish and old library books. Dr. Levine's quiet presence fills the room more than her words do. She doesn't rush, doesn't pry, she waits. Favoritism, I finally manage. The word hangs between us like something newly unearthed. My whole life. And how has that shaped you? She asks gently. Like my value never outweighed $2, I whisper. Later that week, Andrea shows me a 650 square foot apartment. Small, sun-washed, humble. Afternoon light spills across the hardwood like a warm invitation. By nightfall, it's mine. I buy a futon, a lamp, a tiny desk. That's it. The simplicity doesn't feel empty, it feels intentional. A beginning, not a lack. On Saturday, Monica drags me to a community center. Pottery class, she declares. You need something that isn't work or trauma. I protest weakly until cool clay settles between my fingers. It yields and resists in perfect balance. The instructor, an older woman with silver hair and paint-speckled overalls, stands behind me. Don't force it, she murmurs. Let it become what it wants to be. By the end of class, I've shaped a crooked, uneven bowl. It's flawed. It's beautiful. It's mine. 4 weeks after Christmas, the first video call comes. I answer on the third ring, bracing myself. Dad's face appears, flushed with anger. Where have you been? Your mother's been sick with worry. Mom leans into frame, dabbing at perfectly dry eyes. You moved to San Francisco without even consulting us? How could you be so selfish? The old instinct rises, apologize, smooth it over, shrink myself to fit their comfort. But Dr. Lavigne's words anchor me. Your emotions are real. Their reactions belong to them. I needed space, I say evenly. Space from what? Dad snaps. From your own family? From responsibility? From acting like an adult? From being treated like I'm invisible, I reply. From always coming second. From trying to earn love that should have been given freely. Mom's tears finally appear, on cue. After everything we've done for you, how can you say such cruel things? I'm not responsible for your feelings anymore, I say. Only my own. Dad slams a hand against the table. This discussion is over until you're ready to apologize. Then I guess we're finished talking, I answer, and end the call. The rumors start days later, trickling in through LinkedIn messages and old coworkers. Apparently, according to my family's revised version of events, I've had a mental collapse. I'm unstable. I'm living in filth. And somehow, even miles away, they're still trying to rewrite my story. I've joined a support group, almost like a sanctuary. Chelsea's Instagram tells a different story, filtered photos of her looking concerned, captions filled with vague references to heartbreak and prayers for the mentally struggling. My coworkers know nothing of it. They see my work, the precision in my calculations, the creativity in my designs. 10 days later, Chelsea appears unannounced at the office reception. By coincidence, Monica is there dropping off lunch. Chelsea's presence is met with calm professionalism. She's in meetings, Monica informs her coolly. She won't be available for uninvited visitors. My therapy group meets Wednesday nights in a church basement infused with the scent of coffee and old hymnals. 8 strangers, each carrying their own wounds. Family doesn't get a free pass just because they share your blood, says Raymond, a 60-year-old accountant who hasn't spoken to his brother in 20 years. Love without respect isn't love. It's possession. Those words lodge themselves in my chest like a truth I've been avoiding. 6 months later, my apartment has transformed. Pottery lines the windowsills, each piece more confident than the last. The futon has been replaced with a proper bed. The promotion to senior project manager brought a raise that erased lingering financial anxiety. On my shelf, the plastic piggy bank sits filled with crisp $2 bills, one for every week of freedom. Not as punishment, but as a reminder, small betrayals often reveal the largest truths. The first holiday season since leaving Portland arrives, and it brings both relief and trepidation. No unappreciated gifts, no performative smiles, no subtle belittlement. Just me, inhabiting a space I've crafted, becoming someone I am finally learning to respect. Worth far more than $2. A month later, an ivory envelope sits on my kitchen counter like a silent challenge. 3 days untouched. Cousin Vanessa's wedding invitation, my name in elegant calligraphy, no +1. Just me, expected to return to the fold alone. So, what are you thinking, Doctor? Winters asks, leaning forward in her office chair. I trace the armrest, counting each brass tack. I'm going, I begin. On my terms. I've booked a Hilton 4 blocks from the venue. Dad called twice, insisting I stay in their rental house. And what did you say? Nothing. I smile faintly, remembering the satisfaction of leaving his voicemail unanswered. Boundaries themselves can be the message. 7 months of therapy have equipped me with a vocabulary of self-preservation. 7 months after Christmas of rebuilding myself, 1 pottery class, 1 evening alone, 1 session at a time. During the session, my phone buzzes. Chelsea. 3rd text today. Can't wait to see you next weekend. We need sister time before the wedding madness. I slide the phone back into my purse, silent. Dr. Winters notices. Your sister again? I laugh, hollow, the old irony biting. She never texted this much when we shared the same city. What does she want? A ride? Money? The old me, carrying her emotional baggage along with hers? My fingers linger over the silk swatch for my commission dress, midnight blue, 3 fittings to ensure it drapes perfectly. Schemes my body unapologetically. A color that signifies power, not reconciliation. They've enlisted flying monkeys, I tell Dr. Winters. Uncle Pete called about family loyalty. Aunt Judith emailed about divine forgiveness. Even Vanessa's fiancé reached out on Facebook. They're coordinating. How does that make you feel? Before therapy, I would have said, fine. Always fine. This time, I trace the physical truth, tight throat, cold sweat at my hairline, fingers trembling. Terrified. Yet ready. Later that evening, I spread the seating chart Vanessa accidentally sent in a group email across the kitchen table. There I am, between my parents, directly across from Chelsea. The family tableau is restored. I reach for my phone. Vanessa? It's Iris. A small request about the seating arrangements. Friday arrives with the fog of San Francisco melting as my plane ascends. Above Oregon, clouds break, revealing the landscape of my youth. My heartbeat quickens as we descend toward Portland. The rehearsal dinner glows golden in the twilight. I stand on the sidewalk, clutching the smooth stone pendant Monica gave me before I left. Strength isn't about feeling no fear. It's about feeling it and walking forward anyway. Shoulders squared, I push open the heavy wooden door. Conversations halt mid-sentence. Heads swivel. Mom's hand flies to her throat, Dad freezes mid-sip. I've changed. The Iris who fled at Christmas is gone. In her place, a woman in tailored black pants, an emerald silk blouse, and heels that declare her presence. Diamond studs catch the light as I scan the room, nodding in acknowledgement without rushing. Chelsea approaches first, arms outstretched, but this feels different. The designer watch is gone, her hair highlights faded. Her smile seems tight, forced, lacking the entitlement it once carried. You look amazing, she says, offering a brief hug. I nod, stepping back to maintain my space. How's the BMW? Her eyes flick away. I had to trade it. Got a Honda now, she murmurs. More practical, I guess. Beyond her, I spot Mom and Dad huddled with Aunt Martha. Mother dabs at her eyes with a cocktail napkin. Father's shoulders slump in a posture I've never seen before. Cousin Tara sidles up, vodka tonic in hand. God, I'm glad you're here, she whispers. You wouldn't believe the drama since Christmas. Oh, your parents are selling the house. Medical bills, they claim, but everyone knows they've been subsidizing Chelsea for years. Reality has finally caught up. A waiter circulates with champagne. I lift a glass, watching bubbles rise and pop, and think, just like our family stories, what rises eventually bursts. Uncle Simon approaches, clasping my free hand. You're looking well, Iris. San Francisco agrees with you? Senior project manager now, I say, tasting the words as if for the first time. His eyes widen. No kidding? That's wonderful. Throughout the evening, more relatives drift toward me. Cousin Michael admits he always noticed the favoritism. Aunt Martha hugs me, whispering, "Your father lost his job 3 months ago. Your mother's on medication." I absorb it all with the detachment of someone watching waves crash from high ground. Later, Dad corners me at cocktail hour, bourbon heavy on his breath. "Family sticks together, Iris." The familiar weight of authority presses down, but something beneath it has cracked. I meet his gaze. "Or do some get supported while others are left behind?" His face reddens. "We've always supported you. $2 in a piggy bank." The words slip out softer than expected but land with precision. "That was your definition of support." He opens his mouth, hesitates, then walks away. In the ladies' room, Mom appears beside me, eyes glistening. "We miss you," she murmurs, reaching for my hand. I continue washing my hands, soap slipping between my fingers. "I miss the person I thought you were," I reply quietly. Back on the terrace, Chelsea pulls me aside. The evening air carries the scent of roses from the garden below. "The BMW's gone," she admits, voice breaking. "Debt's piling up, design clients disappeared, Dad can't help anymore." I don't know how to do this, Iris. I never learned to stand on my own. 7 months ago, I would have jumped in with solutions, money, a place to stay. Now, I place a gentle hand on her arm. "That sounds hard, Chelsea. I'm sorry you're going through that. Compassion, not rescue, a distinction therapy taught me." Her eyes widen, surprise flaring at my response. "I can help with a budget," I add. "But I can't fix it for you." Over her shoulder, I see Vanessa, radiant and surrounded by bridesmaids. Tomorrow will bring its own challenges. But tonight, on this terrace, I feel the weight of family expectations sliding off my shoulders like water. I am no longer afraid. I am the woman who walked away from a lifetime of diminishment, who built a life from the foundation up. Whatever comes next, I will face it standing firmly on my own ground. The next morning, in the bridal suite at Magnolia Gardens, I watch Vanessa transform from nervous bride to radiant woman. Sunlight floods the tall windows, bathing everything in gentle gold that contrasts with the storm inside me. "Iris, your parents are looking for you," Aunt Martha whispers, fingers resting on my forearm. I've known this moment would come. 7 months since I left Portland, leaving only a note and a lifetime of resentment behind. "Thanks, Martha," I say, voice calmer than I feel. "I'll find them after helping Vanessa with her veil." "They mentioned a family emergency before the ceremony," Martha adds softly. Of course they did. 30 minutes later, I push open the library door. It feels impossibly heavy. Mom sits ramrod straight in a high-backed chair, tissues in hand. Dad paces, movements sharp and controlled. Chelsea stands by the window, dressed in a gown that cost more than my first month's rent, though the repossessed BMW is nowhere to be seen. "Iris, thank God," Mom rises, arms reaching. "We need to talk as a family." I pause in the doorway. The ceremony starts in 40 minutes. "Sit down," Dad gestures to an empty chair, perfectly placed to face all 3 of them, a staged intervention. I don't move toward it. "I'm here to listen." Chelsea steps forward. "Iris, this has gone far enough. Dad lost his job 3 months ago." Dad jumps in before Chelsea can finish. "The company downsized," he blurts, desperate to control the narrative. "Budget cuts. And Mom, she's been in therapy," Chelsea adds quietly. "For depression." Then the final blow, we're selling the house. 7 months ago, their tone alone would have crushed me, guilt, urgency, and pressure wrapped together like a net. I would have apologized for things I didn't do and tried fixing problems I didn't cause. Not today. I walk to the chair they positioned like an interrogation seat, place my purse beside it, and sit tall. "I'm sorry about the job, Dad," I say evenly. "And Mom. I'm glad you're getting help." Their faces flicker, confusion, irritation, disbelief. Chelsea snaps, "Did you even hear us?" They're losing the house because of you. No, I answer calmly. They're losing the house because of choices made long before I walked away. I reach into my purse and pull out a leather-bound album. I brought something. Mom frowns. We don't have time. You called this meeting, I remind her. So we have time. I open the album. Page 1, 2 birthday parties from the same year, Chelsea's over-the-top princess celebration, complete with rented performers, and my party at the kitchen table with a grocery store cake. Remember this? I flip page after page, Christmas mornings, school events, vacations. The pattern is undeniable. The favoritism isn't imagined. It's documented.